Hello and welcome to Continue or Drop, and on this episode I'm going to be talking about Schwarzesmarken. When I first started reading the story for this anime, I was immediately drawn in. The setting is an alternate version of Germany and you follow these elite group of soldiers as they go on various missions. It sounded incredibly cool to me, so I've been looking forward to getting to this one. After the events of the Second World War, Germany was split into two countries, East Germany and West Germany. This sparked a massive civil war that has lasted for decades. Many years later, this alien race called Beta landed in Asia and... Hold up, what? This totally threw me for a loop because after reading the synopsis on AniChart, I had no idea that Beta were meant to be aliens. I thought they were just some kind of elite human fighting force. It seemed like an addition that was completely unnecessary. It just ended up making the plot more convoluted. I feel that they could have just kept it about a civil war in Germany and it would have been much more engaging. Although, I shouldn't bash the anime too much for it is technically my mistake. I definitely should have read more about it before going in. Okay, so back on track. The Beta have now made their way to East Germany and they're threatening the country's survival. The 666 TSF squadron, which is made up of mostly females for some reason, are tasked to destroy the Beta by any means necessary. Now, to go into my thoughts about the story a bit more, I thought the stuff about the Civil War and the army politics was fascinating. I thoroughly loved that part of the show. The stuff about the Beta was okay, but they definitely could have made improvements. At this point, they're just these emotionless, feral creatures whose only goal is to destroy anything in their path. In my opinion, the anime would have been much better if the main antagonist had more depth. Or just any kind of a personality, really. Moving on to the characters, and the protagonist Theodore initially comes off as that snarky guy who complains about everything. He's always like, oh, why do I have to be paired up with this person? Oh, why do I have to go on this mission? Luckily, he is called out on this behaviour by his commanding officer, Iris Dina. I hate it when someone gets away with crappy behaviour just because they're the main character, so I'm glad that didn't happen here. However, I became more empathetic towards him when they explained his backstory partway through episode 1, and it was quite tragic. I have never understood why many anime wait till like episode 3 or 4 before they start developing their cast. If you want people to get invested in your characters, you need to give them a reason to care right from episode 1, and this backstory was a great way to do that. When talking about the rest of the cast, the main characters were very interesting. I've already mentioned that I like Iris Dina, and Katya is innocent and naive, which makes her charming. The best thing about the main three is that they continue to receive development throughout the entire 3 episodes that I watched. It was quite surprising how character driven this anime turned out to be. The only problem here is that there is a very large supporting cast. Some of them have managed to stand out, while others barely even seem like they exist because they haven't gotten any spotlight. And considering that the anime is only set to be 12 episodes, I fear that they may never get enough spotlight. Being that the plot is focused on a squadron, a large cast is understandable, so hopefully they can develop these people a bit more than they have. In terms of the technical aspects, everything was fine, but nothing really stood out as remarkable. The art is mostly comprised of dull greens and greys, which fits well with the setting, however it makes everything look pretty boring. One thing that I did like about the visuals though was the mech design. They aren't really all that unique, but they still manage to look cool. The designs for the Beta were a bit more varied, however, they were inconsistent in terms of their quality. Some of them look fierce and intimidating, while others look stupid. With some of these designs, I don't know if they want me to find them scary or cute. The soundtrack was also nothing special. I barely even noticed it most of the time. The tracks that did catch my attention sounded decent, but they were ultimately forgettable. Even though it's average in the technical areas, the story and characters were so good that it didn't matter. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to like Schwarzesmarken as much as I did. With the way that it started, I thought I would be dropping it at the first opportunity, but it ends up being a very easy continue. From what I've heard, many people seem to be skipping over this anime, so I would strongly suggest giving it a try because it deserves more attention. So anyway, thank you very much to everybody who watched this video. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave a comment. If you like this video and want to see more, feel free to subscribe as well. Also, I'm sorry for not making many videos lately. I got kind of sick and then for some reason I got really unmotivated, so I'm back now and I'm definitely going to be making more videos in the near future. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.